Well, it may have been a month, and it just random times when you see Around the Fire Pit goes live. We're live,
We're,
whatever
the boys are back.
for tonight, and then
Consistency might be our thing now, except for next week and maybe the week after and
the
the week after that. So
so here's the deal. Here's the deal. We'll talk about it later, but
we need to get people watching first, though.
we've only got one person.
Who is it? It's probably us. We're watching
person who's
ourselves.
watching. We know Michelle and Mashell and Skizzle are not going to watch because stupid NBA is playing. It's probably one of your friends.
I don't have any. Everybody hates me during baseball season.
Well, all right. So that's something we need to talk about too, about baseball. I have a query for you.
Oh, it's my friend Carrie. She's on the YouTube.
Oh, hi, Carrie on the YouTubes.
We gotta. I forgot actually how to share stuff.
What?
Yeah, go figure. I'm a first timer.
First timer, first time, long time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe he'll call in again. Maybe we'll get it.
God, I don't know. That's scary.
No, because he'll give his NBA input from like laying on the couch.
Speaking of, did you tell him what my my fantasy football team name is?
No, I didn't yet. I honestly haven't talked to him because I'm trying to pressure him into going this weekend, but I know he can't, and it's just going to anger me.
So, fantasy football league, y'all, if y'all watched our NFL draft show, you will know that I actually liked the New England Patriots pick of Drake May. So my fantasy football team name it's going to be May. Get it? Because it's going to be me. It's going to be May. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? First off,
yep.
Welcome back into Around the Fire Pit. As always, you've got the one, the only, the golden voice of the South, the human jukebox, Dave Adams, coming to you live and in living color all the way from the top of the state of Alabama. That's right, in Madison, Alabama, in the Around the Fire Pit podcast studios. And as always, I brought along my friend from the Great White North, just Matt.
Just Matt from the White North now. I'm from Seattle. Grunge music. Go Nirvana.
I mean, Mass is north-ish.
Northeast.
That's still north. Dude, there's only one state that's not north of Alabama. And it's the wang of the United States. So, anyway. All right. So, what are we talking about tonight, Matt?
We're talking about concerts, summer plans, catching up on life.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I will use the inappropriate word. We will shit talk the Indiana Pacers because obviously someone started to shit talk me.
We'll shit talk the NBA.
Just NBA in general. I am trying to figure out how to get everybody to watch because we're awesome.
We got 4 people watching.
Who is it? Guys, get in the chat so we have a clue what's going on here. We're you got to remember we're old and we don't know what we're doing.
And also remember the QR code up here that you see above my face is to go on the Around the Fire Pit podcast cruise that sails in
July next year.
July of 2025. That's right.
I think Ashley posted something.
Huh?
I think Ashley posted something on the group page yesterday, day before.
Yeah. And the Utopia actually starts sailing here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's next month, right?
Yeah,
because May.
So we'll know more about the weird train car ride.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing about it is like
restaurant.
Once that gets officially going, we'll be able to give a little bit more information on what our thoughts and plans are.
You froze, Matt. Matthew is frozen, y'all. Oh, wait. Oh, I heard Matt. Matt.
I'm here. Can you see me?
No, you're frozen. You look like this.
Nice.
But you're back now. You're back.
We were talking about like the cruise and stuff like that. So I don't think we have many rooms left, which is
Not many.
awesome.
But we could also get more if we
Right.
needed.
So if you are looking to go, make sure to fill out the link that's in Around the Fire Pit on Facebook or that QR code that's above Dave's noggin. That way, yeah.
There, right there. Right there.
I'm glad we switched sides because I struggled with that part. It's there.
This is why I went to school to be a broadcaster. I could never be a weatherman. I tried it. I tried to do the whole little green screen thing, and I just couldn't figure out the whole it's backwards. So it just wasn't for me. Anyway, so here is why. Wait, Phil. So you guys, rather than solo attempt, you find a +1.
So Phil, we'll be honest with that one. I would find a +1 due to the fact that if you're going solo, you're paying for that +1 anyway.
Right.
Pretty much. So make a friend.
Make friends. It is importante to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
No man.
And the thing about it, Dave, don't get me wrong, because I am no longer a travel agent. That second name can get switched out, correct? If
you
needed.
could put a second name later. In fact, I have booked 2 or 3 rooms where currently it's only one person in the room. And then later you could say, hey, let's add a second person to the room.
Right.
So.
But that would be, Phil, that would be something I think you're partnered with Ashley for this.
Yes, Phil is partnered with Ashley.
Yeah, so just touch base with Ashley. She's got a clue.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Ashley has a clue sometimes.
Now I'm going to get a text message of like.
Well, she's not watching. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because she's getting ready for the Boston Calling Festival this weekend.
The Boston what?
Calling. It's a big concert festival at Harvard.
Harvard.
Now you froze.
Am I frozen now?
Nope.
Okay, good. So do you park your car at Harvard Yard?
No, you park it far, far away because it'll be expensive.
All right, so let's talk about why we haven't been around first. Baseball season for you.
Yeah, baseball season wraps up this weekend. For the second time in 11 years, I think I've been at school, we will not qualify for the state tournament, which I don't know if I'm okay with or not. We had senior day yesterday, so I got my 3 graduating seniors leaving.
Any prospects?
No. The way our school is set up, I very rarely have kids that go play college baseball because we're a vocational school.
Right.
I think all 3 of them are going. 2 of them are going in the. Maybe all 3 of them are actually going in their respected unions.
Okay.
Electrical union.
Good for them.
And iron workers for the other 2. So.
Good for the iron workers. Will make some good money.
Yeah, well, electrical too. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's really where our schools are based out of. So right. It's like anytime you get an athlete, I'm going to say it's maybe 2 every 2 or 3 years, and that's across all sports.
Right? Didn't you say Jeremy Pena came through there?
No, Jeremy Pena. I coached in the summer.
In the summer, okay.
But I had a kid that went. He came out of our engineering shop. Obviously, you don't go from the engineering shop out into the real world. Right. You have to go get more higher education. So he went on to play college baseball and just finished weirdly because he got kind of caught up in those COVID years.
Oh,
yeah. So he just finished his master's in his 6th year of eligibility of baseball.
Where did he play?
He played freshman year at University of Dayton.
Yeah.
Then he went to UMass Dartmouth, and then he just finished his master's at King University in Johnson City, Tennessee.
I'm just Ken.
King.
Okay.
King,
okay.
Like Eddie.
Okay. Like Eddie King.
Kingston.
Right. That's cool. So here's the question I had for you. College baseball's in there now. Postseason. It's all the conference championship week. College softball is already in super regionals this weekend. I know you're a big baseball guy, and I'm probably as big a baseball guy as you are, maybe even bigger.
It's because you're taller.
Not much, but what would you consider the more entertaining sport to watch in postseason?
Postseason,
Yes.
Omaha.
So you would rather watch baseball, college baseball, than
Mhm.
college softball?
Yeah. No, because Oklahoma City's pretty badass too.
Oklahoma City is badass. And
But I'm also going to throw a little bit of a curveball at you too, because I
Okay.
started to get into this more. Obviously, there's the NCAA. There's other different. As everybody knows, I'm a big Georgia Gwinnett fan. So they
Right.
play in the NAIA.
right,
The NAIA World Series in Lewiston, Idaho,
I've
I want
never
to say,
never been there.
is crazy because guess what? That's all they have up there.
Yeah.
So
Also, all Omaha, Nebraska has too.
yeah, but it's like that's what they're known like. But they have Creighton in college, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because that's where they play. That's their home field.
Is it? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And going into college, I would have said baseball all the way. But when I got to college and started watching softball and worked with the softball team a little bit, doing radio stuff, college softball is really more fun to watch than college baseball in my mind. Just because it's more fast paced.
It's fast paced. I'd say with baseball, it's like it's more strategic due to
It
the
is.
fact that let's don't get me wrong. I think I'm going to use names and people don't even think I know this stuff. Pat Murphy's probably one of the best college coaches ever.
Although it's time for him to hang it up.
But that's also I'm so out of the loop with it.
Right.
You're
For those that don't know, Bama softball.
Bama softball, like legend.
He basically started the program 27 years ago.
So I would say but you're going all same arm every day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because the underhand
same rise.
underhand motion is actually okay.
It's safer on your rotator cuff.
Right. People have gone, ladies have gone out and thrown 250 pitches in a weekend.
Yeah. Where on the baseball side of it, I don't even know who the Alabama baseball coach is because that was in such debacle over the last couple of years.
Is.
You have to strategically, especially being from the SEC, like which guys are you going to throw against LSU?
Against Vandy.
Vandy's
not good this year, shockingly.
They're having a great run in the tournament though already.
Yeah, that's true.
Georgia had a great year in baseball, which is surprising under first-year coach Wes Johnson. Florida's always good because of Sully. Sully's one of the best college baseball coaches out there. And then obviously, for as much as we all hate them, Tennessee is one of the top. Oh, then we can also go into your Mississippi State. The SEC is the powerhouse of.
And then you throw in Texas and Oklahoma.
Oh, here's Ani Beth adding her 2 cents.
Except the women never stop the annoying cheering. Look, to me, and Beth, here's the thing.
If it's in unison and it makes sense, I'm okay with it.
I am too. We sat here growing up all through high school, probably all through, baseball players chattered on the field. So it's the same thing. It really is.
But I've watched some things they got some really intense chants.
They do.
It's that's almost maybe you should take more infield outfield.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about Susie hit a double. Susie it's nobody cares that Susie hit a double.
And I'll say this too. You're on the Pat Murphy train earlier. Murph has some of the best merch.
Of course he does.
Some of the hats he comes out there with, I'm like, dude, I want that hat. He's actually a big Boston fan. He's a Red Sox fan.
So I actually met him back in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine who used to be a college softball coach up in the Northeast, and they were actually really good friends. And he was up in when I was living in Connecticut, in the Connecticut area, and we met there.
He's good people. He really is. Let's see. I'm trying to find out. I think he's from.
It's weird. There's a lot of New England people in the college world because I think Tim Corbin's from New Hampshire.
No, actually, he is from Waterloo, Iowa.
Yeah, let's look at it this way. What's there really to do in Iowa?
Yeah.
No offense to the Iowa people watching, all 5 of you that I know aren't from Iowa. He might have just grown up a Red Sox fan. That's, you know what I mean? That's sometimes how it just ends up being that way.
Yeah. Got his start as the interim head coach at Northwest Missouri State. And then Alabama hired him in 96. And 96, Alabama softball wasn't fast pitch. And then we went fast pitch, I think, in 99.
Nice.
So how's that for stats? There you go.
It's always good. No one ever thought Dave and Matt would be here talking about college softball.
If we wanted to talk softball, I've got a good friend of mine who is actually an assistant who was, when we were in college, was one of his student assistants on the Bama softball team. I could get him on. And then his roommate, who's a friend of mine, actually, is the head coach, UAB's head coach.
UAB.
University of Alabama,
Birmingham.
Birmingham. They're not great. But then one of my best friend's niece is one of their pitchers, a freshman pitcher this year.
Nice.
So, I'm a little connected to softball, which is funny. I never thought I'd say that, but I am. All right. So here's another reason you haven't heard from Dave and Matt in about a month. I have been on the go. And if you follow me on Facebook, you will see what happened where I went last weekend. And I took my girls to their very first big concert event at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. First off, let's talk about this. If you have never had a chance to see the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it's beautiful. That's the first time I've ever been in there.
Dave, for novice people at home, where's that located?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you.
The ATL.
Hotlanta.
Yes. Team loyalty is tough these days. It's so here's the deal. The stadium's beautiful. The Georgia Dome is what I grew up at going to concerts there at the Georgia Dome. Went to a bunch of football games there, did a lot of fun stuff. But Mercedes-Benz Stadium, we took them to see Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown Band, and Megan Maroney.
Yep.
If you don't know who Megan Maroney is, the girl, she sings "I'm Wearing Tennessee Orange" for him.
The Morgan Wallen song.
No, is it about Morgan Wallen?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
And now she hates it.
Dude,
right?
You got to get down the rabbit hole a little bit. They used to be a thing.
I knew they used to be a thing, but I didn't
and
know.
And he's from Tennessee. She's a what?
She's a dog.
She's a dog.
What's funny? So she talked about how she was here. She was at the Georgia Dome for the Kenny Chesney Zach Brown concert in 2013, when sitting up in the cheap seats and blah blah blah. And now she's here on the stage with them. She made her entire band, who are all volunteer fans, and there was one Bama fan, wear Georgia Bulldog jerseys, which was kind of funny. We get there. She's in the middle of her set. We didn't get there in time to hear Uncle Kracker. Sorry.
Darn.
I don't think I missed much.
Because the thing about it with Uncle Kracker, the songs that he's famous for, he sings with Kenny later in the show. So.
Except, what's that? Day after day, I'm more confused, but I look for the sun, pouring rain.
We're gonna get copyrighted now because Dave.
Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I want to get drift away.
Yep.
Yeah, he sings that one, but not great. But we get there, no one's there, so it's just there's me. There's a pot of people down right below us. Megan Maroney sings the "I'm Wearing Tennessee Orange" for him, and then at the end of the song, "I still want the Bulldogs to win" line. And all the Georgia fans are screaming their head off, and I just me. I flippantly said, "Is this where I'm supposed to yell Roll Tide?" And a dog fan looks back at me and said, "Oh, you're in enemy territory." I said, "What are you talking about? We always win in this stadium." And he looked at me and said, "Yeah, you're right. I don't have anything left to say to that." Because, Bama's undefeated at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Georgia. And Matt, are you paying attention to
No,
this?
I'm trying to understand what Phil wrote.
I know you said you're not a fan of Kenny, probably.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let's see who moved up to Doug's.
But it's not that I'm. It's not that I'm not a. Well, you continue to talk.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I will say, I was highly impressed with Megan Maroney. I think she's going to be the next it star. I think that she looks like this bubblegum princess when you see her, but she's up there playing the guitar. She's up there singing her heart out. I think she's got the it factor. The last time Kenny and Zach came through Atlanta, it was what was her? Casey Musgraves opening up for him.
Was that the 13 show?
Yeah, it was Casey Musgraves, Eli Young Band, Zach Brown Band, and Kenny.
Yeah, because all I remember is because they played obviously Gillette, and we only saw Zach and Kenny due to the fact that they played right before a hurricane came through.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Then Zach comes on, and y'all, if you have never had the chance to see Zach Brown live, I'm a huge Zach fan. I followed Zach Brown since he was a college band guy and just touring all the frat houses and touring all of the just college local bars way before the foundation was a thing. But his live stuff is amazing. He got up there, did Devil Went Down to Georgia, of course. And if you've never had a chance to hear Devil Went Down to Georgia, go to his live album. Zach Brown Band has a live album that they do their covers of. And it was so damn good. Zach gets up there and plays the fiddle part on his guitar. I am convinced that Zach Brown has been classically trained at some point in time in his life. His whole band gets up there. They can all sing. Their bass player has ALS.
Yep.
And he was up there the whole concert, standing, singing, playing. So even that is just a feat in and of itself. I was unhappy when Zach Brown went and did non-country for those two albums. But then when he got up there and he didn't play any of that. He knows his bass now. I think he knows.
Well, isn't he a Georgia guy too?
He is. He's from South Georgia. He went to West Georgia, I think. But most their drummer's actually from Gardendale, Alabama, which is in near Birmingham. Then Kenny gets up, and Matt and I were texting back and forth. I'm not a Kenny. I'm an early Kenny fan.
Me too.
I'm not a beach Kenny fan. I'm tired of the beachy Jimmy Buffett stuff. Now, granted, the world needs a Jimmy Buffett, and if Kenny Chesney can fill that role, great. It's not going to be Kenny that can do it. We left probably 6 songs into Kenny, mostly because the girls weren't doing well because they were tired. But Kenny's lost it, dude. Like, he's coasting now. It was really weird because, you expect this Kenny Chesney concert. You expect this to be a huge spectacle. You get Megan Maroney up there. She's playing her own music, singing with her guitar. You got Zach, who is up there with a full band, full horn section, everything. And then you get Kenny, who just has his mic. And his band is way back in the background. And Amanda, my wife, said it best, I think. Zach Brown is like listening in full 4D sound. Then you get Kenny, and it's like 2D. It was just flat. Maybe he was too drunk, but the best Kenny Chesney concert I've ever been to, and I've been to, unfortunately, I've been to 6. Most of the time, he wasn't a headliner when I was at these shows. Okay. The best show I've ever been was when he did his college bar tour. It was him on stage at Jupiter in Tuscaloosa. And it was probably 300 people in the college bar. The best set I've ever heard a professional country music singer do. It was him, an acoustic guitar, another acoustic guitar. He's sitting there strumming on his guitar, another acoustic player, and a drummer. That was it. But now Kenny is just, I can't think of a good word for Kenny.
Yeah, it's tough for me because I do like Kenny, but Dave, the reason why I was going back and forth with you is obviously, and the people don't know the whole story behind it. No Shoes Nation came from Gillette Stadium. So
right.
That's why if you look at any of his summer tours, they always end at Gillette Stadium. So that's like the ending point of the summer. No Shoes Nation is technically Gillette Stadium. It's turned into the biggest cluster I've ever had to deal with in my life. And anybody I've ever gone with recently, so let's say the last 5 Kenny shows, I'm not going there to enjoy the music. I'm protecting because you're dealing with the 17 to 25-year-old kids that have a nip of alcohol and think they're Captain Tough Nuts. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting kicked out of Gillette Stadium. I'm still on the waiting list for the Patriots tickets.
You've got it right.
But these kids think their shit don't stink. And that's where the point where it's like, I don't mind Kenny as much as other people. It would take a lot for me to get back into Gillette Stadium for a Kenny show.
Yeah.
Because I might as well go with brass knucks and taped up.
Yeah.
It's Dave, and I know you probably don't, it's absolutely insanity. Like when you tell the drunk 23-year-old kid to leave you alone and he doesn't, and you absolutely want to throat punch him.
Yeah. Now, are you standing in the sandbar?
No, I would never do that. I'm too smart for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's a recipe for disaster. Because you'll get smoked in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
They ruin a whole atmosphere.
Yep. Judy Lynch. Judy Licious knows.
Yep. I hate it, just like you said, because Kenny came up in this 90s country. He got in there and here's the deal. Kenny's actually a good singer. If you listen to his Anything But Mine type stuff, it's great. But it's when he tries to do this no shirt, no shoes, no problem, blue, keg in a closet, blue chair type stuff. It's just not what Kenny is. He's trying to put a square peg in a circle hole. You know what I mean?
All right. Let's move on from Kenny, because obviously
Kenny and I have some strong opinions on
right.
Kenny.
And then the thing about it is it's Kenny, he's always going to sell out concerts
because of his name.
Because of his name and who he brings on tour with him. He's not stupid.
Right.
by any means.
Let's be honest. I didn't go to a Kenny show.
No.
For me, I went to a Zach Brown concert.
I'm trying to think who
he had Eric Church with him one year.
Yeah, I've seen him with Zach. I've seen him with Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
I think the first one I went to was Kenny, Gretchen Wilson.
Who's it now?
No, and just think she was the that show.
Wow.
Big and Rich.
So it's Music Mafia.
Yep. Ready? Dirks Bentley,
Whoa.
early Dirks, and coming off her American Idol win,
Carrie.
Carrie Underwood.
I remember that concert, that tour.
Me and my buddy were cooking burgers right outside of Gillette. We didn't go in for Carrie. We didn't think much of it. And we were so close because they were still building Patriot Place. If people don't know, Patriot Place is like the strip mall right outside Gillette Stadium.
Right.
And me and my buddy cooking burgers, and all you hear is Carrie bust into Sweet Child of Mine. We're throwing water on the grill to cool it down, throwing the grill back in the car, sprinting into the venue.
So you can hear that?
So we could see it, also not realizing it's 200 degrees and our faces right in the sun. And I think we spent $200 on bottled water that day. That was my first Kenny experience.
I was trying to remember my first Kenny experience. I was in college. Like the first time I went to college. My girlfriend at the time bought me and her tickets to go see. It was at the Montgomery Rodeo, and just this rodeo arena. It was Tim McGraw was the headliner, Kenny, and Montgomery Gentry.
I loved Montgomery Gentry.
Dude, they were so good.
I saw them open for wow, this kind of sucks. I saw them open for Toby.
Oh man, 2/3 gone too soon. That does.
And it was Montgomery Gentry, Trace Atkins, and Toby.
Trace Atkins is the guy who doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, I like his voice, and he's just a badass.
He's a good old boy too. Yeah. He's a good.
And we'll talk about a badass in a little bit when we talk about who we're seeing this summer.
There you go. All right. So you're the concert guy.
I am.
So
it must be the single in me.
Yeah. Let's hear your concert lineup for this summer.
All right.
I'm going to sit back and listen.
Since last week, everybody knows I go to a country fundraiser every year, and I do make stupid decisions, but really smart, strategic decisions at the same time.
Right.
So June 2nd, I'll be traveling down to the Cape Cod Melody Tent. For anybody who doesn't know, that seats probably, Dave, what I say, about 3,000 people ish. Yeah. I will be seeing Brantley Gilbert. Nice. And also meeting Brantley Gilbert. And from what I've been told through different chains, is due to the fact that this is just kind of a one-off show, there might be some special guests.
Really?
Yes. And I will just use the guy's real name. Jason Dufort might be there. Google it and you'll know.
Now I got to look it up. Is he married to a girl from the state of Alabama?
I have no idea.
Oh.
You know who Jason Dufort is.
Duford?
Yeah. Sorry, Ford.
Oh, got it. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's there, it's going to be crazy.
Big boy.
Yeah. Well, since if anybody doesn't know, Jason Dufort is Jelly Roll.
Yes.
Who is pretty much the biggest, obviously biggest. Probably one of the most popular artists out there today in all genres.
He is, which blows my mind because last October, no, it was about last April. No one knew who he was. And then all of a sudden he just blew up.
I remember him. He opened up and I had tickets to the show and I didn't go. He was opening up for Shinedown.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like I look at him as kind of like, it's like I'm not a fan of the other guy. It's like I see him like Post Malone. He's very
he crosses genres.
And he crosses them well.
Yes, he does.
So that is concert number 1 of the year. Let's throw in some other what Matt's doing in June. June 8th, I will be seeing the Savannah Bananas play the Party Animals at Fenway Park.
Nice.
Which I'm excited about. That's going to be absolutely insane.
How many Sweet Caroline references will we get?
Well, the thing, like you guys all know, I I know the owner of the Bananas, so I'm very intrigued on what he's got up his sleeve. I've talked to Tyler Gillum a little bit on like what his plan of attack is. Is he gonna scale the Green Monster with a Harris, like just like nonsense thing?
He's got to do something.
Yeah. So we've talked, and he kind of laughs and like makes fun of the whole thing. The following week, Wednesday, I have tickets. I am going to the Tom Brady ceremony at Gillette.
Let me break in here. Then I got to ask. You're a huge Brady guy.
I'm not though. I just want to be there.
But what was your take on the roast?
I loved every minute of it.
He hated every minute of it.
All right, but you have to be a straight up idiot to not expect it to go
the way it went.
The way it went.
Did he?
Me know that not real money.
Yeah. Did he make the Robert Kraft joke end? Do you think that he really did say, "All right, nope, that's over the line"?
From what hearing other interviews about it, yeah, because that when Jeffrey Ross went to him afterwards and they kind of apologized.
See, then what's the point? Why, if you're not going to let somebody do a real,
but roast, I think they kind of like, from what I also heard is that everything was fair game except for Robert Kraft.
Okay,
so let's backtrack since I forgot the most important one. May 25th, we're a couple days away. The return of Skeletor.
Nice. Yep.
Joe's fighting Saturday night versus Jacob Bone from New York for the vacant lightweight cage Titans championship. I talked to Joe yesterday. Weight's ready to go. I messaged him before the show. He hasn't responded back. I'm assuming he's cutting. I'm ready for this.
Yep.
I'm ready for all of Jacob Bone's shit talking family members. Like I get it's a part of the game, but when you like, we don't need to hear from this dude's girlfriend's uncle who's a dishwasher at a restaurant in Braintree, Massachusetts. What he thinks. Guess what? I work in education. I could really come out and just it's called let's be professional, because guess what? They're all going to punch each other in the face on Saturday.
Opinions are like assholes.
Yes. But the thing about that's the part of the whole fighting game that I get it, but I hate it. It's like your family hates it. Like, just let them. They're gonna fight. Just let them fight. You don't need to. They're saying that Joe's been all over this guy. No, it's been the other way around. It's like Joe can't get a fight, and this guy's fighting other guys.
Yeah.
So but I'm getting off my soapbox. I hope Joe chokes him out.
I hope Joe knocks him out.
Nah, Joe's not going to knock this guy out. It's going to be a great fight, though.
I can't watch it.
Sorry,
I've been banned from watching his fights.
And I'm sitting in a different seat, so this could get funky. Okay, so we're up to June 12. Yeah, 6/12. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving on the schedule. That's the end of June. July, I have nothing. I'm going to look to try to throw a vacation in there, not telling anybody where. I'm just going to go away.
I can help you book it.
I can still do that myself to some
Dave Adams at travelmation.net.
I was just going to throw a jab, not at you, but like at the Twins. Yeah, so July's pretty much off. Let's move into the month of August.
Oh boy.
Let's not get too excited. During that Country Fest fundraiser, I did win tickets to go see Dustin Lynch.
Nice.
So I'm going to go see Dustin Lynch at the Hampton Beach Casino. Hint to everybody, it's not really a casino. So it's probably better. It's a real small venue. It's maybe 2,500. So I'm really excited about seeing a couple concerts in a smaller venue, but not like Death Traps.
Right.
Following week, I go to the show I've been waiting almost 8 years for.
Creed?
The return of Creed with
Three doors
door
down.
with 3 doors down in Finger 11. I wish it wasn't Finger 11. I wish it was somebody else, but hey, I'll take 2 out of 3.
Is Finger 11 coming to the one in Birmingham too?
I probably because there's a lot of that third opener. They have I forget
It
who the
doesn't
other.
say who it is on. Yeah, I just got mine from the Three Doors Down pre-sale, so it doesn't say who it is in Birmingham.
And then so that's my August. Then I go back to school, which yay.
Fun.
And then September 15th for my birthday, I am going to Fenway Park to watch Pearl Jam.
So I got one for my September concert. So August, I'm going to see Three Doors Down and Creed, going mostly for Three Doors Down. Adam says, "How about hockey talk? Panthers in 5."
Yeah, probably. But
yeah, I don't even know who are they playing. The Bruins.
Bruins. They beat up on the Bruins.
But my concert in September, Huntsville is starting their own little. The same people that throw Bonnaroo have started a festival in Huntsville, and the headliners are Luda and Blink-182.
Ooh, that's
yeah. So my wife's not a big country music fan. I said, "All right, honey, what concert do you want to see?" She said, "I want to see Luda."
That's
all right. So let me tell you though, here's the problem, Matt.
I am listening. I'm trying to find out who's opening that show for you.
Yeah. So here's the problem. It's the same weekend as Alabama, Georgia.
Ooh. Where are you seeing Creed? Is that the Pelham show?
Yeah, Pelham.
Okay.
So I've got that. Now here's my summer. You know, Matt just went through his entire summer. My summer's blank, except for next week. There will be no show the next 2 weeks because this time next week I will be driving down to Birmingham. We are taking a 7 a.m. flight out of Birmingham on Friday.
Yeah, you have the same lineup.
Do I? I've got Finger 11. Okay.
Yep.
7 a.m. flight to Orlando.
Food was just its concert SeaWorld. That's hilarious.
Did he tell Shamu to get low? Get low, get low. But going to do a day at Epcot because found out that the pass holder magnet this month is Stitch, and that's my daughter's favorite character. And if we didn't get a Stitch magnet,
trips over.
So we're doing a day at Epcot, driving back to the MCO because we're going to stay at the Hyatt there, taking a stretch limo to Port Canaveral, treating the kids just for fun. And we will do a whole week on the Disney Fantasy.
Have you been on the Fantasy yet?
I've been on the Dream, not the Fantasy.
Okay. They're pretty much
they're sister ship.
They're very similar.
I like the layout of the Dream and Fantasy more than I like the Wish.
I like anything better than the Wish. That's Matt's hot take of the week.
Here's my
courtesy of Ryan Levine.
Ryan. Here's my hot take. I didn't like the Wish. What I did like about the Wish was the bourbon bar. You know, Captain Crooks or Hooks or whatever they called it. It was the haircut place that turned into a bourbon bar at the
Hook's Barbershop, right?
Yeah, Hook's Barbershop, Hook's Barbery or something like
that.
That
was good in Mickey and Friends, that poolside barbecue stuff on the back end with the barbecue and the Mexican and all that stuff.
Which they have retrofitted on the Dream and Fantasy.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm good with that. Now the Wish did have a lot of cool ideas. By the way, they fixed the elevator. It's gone back to push buttons now, not because fat asses like myself would get in there and lean up against the buttons and push all the floors. I didn't. So a lot of people like that you walk in the Wish and it's like it's a castle. You feel like you're walking into a castle. I like the wide open atrium of the Dream and Fantasy. So I'm excited to get back in that Art Deco style.
It also goes back to what we said, like when we did our wish. It seems like they tried to put as many things as possible on the wish just to say we have all this stuff, and
Right.
it's stuff that wasn't necessarily needed.
I'm interested to see what they do with the treasure. Are they going to learn from the mistakes of the wish? Because it's going to be the sister ship.
Right.
So it'll probably look a lot like the wish. But I don't know. I'm just not excited about the treasure. You know, the wish at least gave me the Star Wars bar, which it was cool.
Yeah.
You
so is the Galactic Cruiser thing that was open for like 5 days.
You ready for my hot take? You know, the treasure's going to have the Haunted Mansion bar.
But the thing about that, I think that could have some momentum though. There's Auntie Beth adding her 2 cents.
Beth with the spa. We know that story.
Auntie Beth thought the spa sucked.
Don't
buy the Rainforest Pass on the Wish. If you want to take one of those like aromatherapy showers, it gets weird. You make eye contact with the person in the tile beds right next to you.
Yeah,
it's not really
relaxing.
Yeah,
I just don't think the Haunted Mansion bar will have that cool. I mean, what are you going to do? You going to sit there? A painting's going to move? Okay, cool.
But it's the same thing as the Star Wars one.
Yeah, but the Star Wars, you can have the Jedi band playing, the Cantina band playing. You go to different planets through hyperspace.
I think they were on another planet when they thought it was going to be a really good idea.
Yeah. The only ship that I am just super excited about isn't even coming to the United States. It'll be the Asia ship. The one that they bought that's supposed to be the biggest ship in the world. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll be on a cruise. It'll be our first 7-day, it'll be our longest Disney cruise.
That's the longest with the kids, but obviously you were on a 7-day
but not with Disney.
Because that was Royal.
Yeah. I've done 7-day Royal cruises, but I've never done a 7-day Disney cruise. So we'll see what it's like.
It shouldn't. I don't think it's going to be that much different, except like that your alcohol bill is going to be a little bit more.
That's what I'm the most worried about. Because Disney doesn't have a drink package.
Right.
So, whereas Royal, I'd have a drink and not even think about it because I'm on the drink package. So, of course, I got a drink. But with Disney, I got to pay for my own.
Right.
I
know you're probably not this person, Dave. You might want to look into the wine package.
I'm not a wine guy.
You might want to. You got a couple weeks. Get your palate down.
Easy way to drink, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is that I think it was like they have 3 bottles, 4 bottles. Like there's different packages with the wine, so that's a little bit more convenient.
I've always wanted to like wine.
You want to know why I like wine?
Why?
Because Auntie Beth pays for the wine.
I will drink, I'll have a glass or 2 every now and then. I just can't. I don't know. Like all my friends in college were like, "Oh, let's go crush a couple of bottles of wine."
That's just weird to me. Wine's grapes and bad decisions. That's all it is.
Right? Give me a beer, give me a bourbon, but wine?
I feel like it makes me feel way too classy, and I'm not a classy kind of person. No. But don't worry, I'm good. I'm strong at holding one and making it seem like I know what I'm doing.
You hold it and swirl it.
Yes, it's like I make sure Beth's gonna come at me now in the chat or text me. The legs fall properly down
tannins.
She's gonna go off now. I can
the
see
Biff it. Tannins. I now I will crush some ice wine.
Ice wine.
Ice wine is so good, especially the Canadian Pavilion at Epcot. If you've never gone back there and got you a $20 cup of Canadian ice wine,
It's
so
just, I know.
it is so good though. It tastes like apple juice.
I wonder what time Skizzle and Michelle are going to join us because Celtics are up by 12.
Well, they're not going to join us because the NBA sucks.
So's the Spire on the Wish.
Yeah, so is the Spot on the Wish. I mean, we're almost done here, Matt. By the
Yep.
time they show up, we're going to be logging off. So
what else you got going on this summer, Dave?
honestly, man, because I have just started my new job, I don't have any vacation time.
Oh, yeah,
So I don't think that I will be doing anything.
Oh, hey, producer Chrissy.
Chrissy's here.
Keep her up. Chrissy, how about this one? Hard Eights Barbecue. Another thing, Chrissy, how about you figure out your fantasy football password and add your team in?
How many people we got left for fantasy football?
I think we're gonna have one free reign spot, which is gonna go to the first come on the poll, which I gotta look at. I think it's my friend Link Williams.
Okay.
But I'm waiting for Skizzle to sign up. Michelle reached out to me. Oh, Chrissy, let me check because I don't trust you. I do trust you. I just don't trust I don't trust ESPN. Dave, tell a story or something.
I don't even know my wife just sent me a text, said you have to vote. I'm like, vote for what?
Yeah, Chrissy, it looks like you're all set.
What's Chrissy's team name?
They're probably the same. She doesn't change it. Fairy Godmothers.
Fairy Godmothers. Oh, it's a K. Awesome. So it's going to be a fun season. It's early to get to talk about fantasy football,
but it's really not.
Is it not?
Not real. Think about it, we started this right around the same time. That's why I started it because I got an email saying like, are you re-upping a league? So it looks like we're going to have one. I'll figure that out. If anybody, obviously, I'm going to reach out to first come first serve on our waiting list. But
okay,
people that owe me money, I'm not worried about it right now. We know where to find you. I'll send my leg breakers after you, which is Mark Foley.
I think I owe you money, but
a lot of people owe me money.
Yeah.
What else we got going on? Like,
I'm not scared of Mark Foley, by the way. Oh, you froze up as soon as I said I'm not scared of Mark Foley.
I don't know why though, but it is what it is. Yeah, Christy, I'm not worried about it right now. We know where to find you.
Somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
People in Texas have guns. I know where to find you. Anyway,
anybody we got people in the chat right now. Obviously, it says I have unstable, which my connection is unstable, which is weird.
We know you're unstable.
I'm very unstable. Anybody else going to concert this summer?
Yeah, what concerts y'all got planned in the summer? Chrissy says I do have my concealed carry. Try me.
That's why she brought me to the bad part of Dallas to go to the Pecan Lodge.
The bad part of Dallas is where the good barbecue is.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Hey,
it was just a little sketchy.
Yeah, Chris will be proud of me. I'm doing a Texas barbecue for Memorial Day. I've got a brisket that's going to go down on the smoker probably Sunday afternoon. Do a long, probably 20-hour smoke. It's going to be some good Texas barbecue. What are you doing for Memorial Day, sir?
We have our last tournament, and then I am sleeping for 2 days.
Sleeping for 2 days.
Yeah. I need to get caught up on end of the year school stuff. I need to get caught up on anybody who reaches out to me. It's like half the people. I have so many unread text messages. Everybody, if you guys know me, once I get into baseball mode, it's like I become non-existent.
Let's put it this way. Matt and I used to usually text a bunch. The last month and a half, I probably heard 5 words from Matt.
Yeah, it's pretty much, hey, no show this week.
Yeah.
Hey, and there's no show next week. And there's no show the week after
week
that.
that.
I'll see you in a month.
Right?
And then it was like this week I was like, hey, I'm actually good this week.
I was like,
and then I'm actually great next week, but you're not. Maybe I'll bring some guests on. Maybe
what?
I'll
Do it.
Maybe I will.
You could get Ryan. His silence is saying a lot, ladies.
Oh, I thought I actually froze. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah. So I will tell you one thing. July 19th.
You expect me to remember something almost 2 months from now?
No. July 19th. Don't expect to hear from me, just about like you don't expect to hear from you during baseball season. July 19th, something that I've been waiting on for 10 years happens. The return of NCAA football
Oh.
on the Xbox.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
Well, I'm excited about it too, but I'm not going to go like incognito for a month.
I won't go incognito, but like if you want to know where I am, I will.
Of course, Phil knows. Phil's like 14 and loves video games.
Dude, I like the only thing that would make it better for me is if they still did the midnight releases at GameStop.
Oh, I remember those all the time.
Dude. So my summer used to
the return of NSYNC.
If NSYNC returned, ooh.
No, they're only going to return in like May.
Because it would gonna be May.
Yeah.
If NSYNC or NCAA, what would be the most important thing to me? Ooh, that would be tough. That'd be really tough. But no, like so used to be, I would watch the Major League Home Run Derby, eat some dinner, and then go. Me and 3 or 4 of my friends would go to GameStop. I would take the next 2 days off. We would have what we call Geek Fest. Me and probably 5 guys would stay up for 48 hours straight and just slam Gatorades, Coke, Coca-Cola, not Coke, Coca-Cola, pizza, everything. We would just play NCAA all day and all night.
Everything you just said right there sounds like the worst experience as a 45-year-old now.
I take it you're not a gamer.
Oh no, like don't get me wrong. Like I bought a Switch just for like in January, just so I could play on airplanes and airports
Right.
after being stuck on layovers and just making like wanting to have stuff to do. Obviously, I'll buy it on that if it comes out on it, stuff like that. Dave, one question.
Yes.
Because I've been wanting to ask this for a while. I wanted to put it in the chat, the regular page.
We could do that later.
Let's backtrack because we're a little bit older. We got the grays. We lived through cassette tapes.
Oh yeah.
In the beginning of CDs.
Yes.
What was the first CD you got? No, shoot. Let's change that. You personally bought
Lynyrd Skynyrd and Friends.
Ooh.
It was.
Do you remember where you bought it?
I don't remember where, but it was country music artist singing Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Okay.
The group Alabama sang Sweet Home Alabama. The only song that was horrible on there, Trisha Yearwood, I think, sang Freebird. And it was horrendous. But it was really, really, really good. What was your first CD, Matt?
So I'm actually pulling it up right now to just make sure I'm correct. I actually bought this before a Bruins game at the Strawberries right outside of the OG Boston Garden. Because I remember it, I was with Beth. She actually bought the Yanni CD.
Yanni, okay.
Yanni. And I don't know where she thought it was a great idea. She let me buy Ugly Kid Joe.
Okay.
As ugly as you want to be.
Yeah.
With the logo of the cartoon with the middle finger being thrown up right on the front cover.
Okay.
In 91. So I was 12, 13.
90. So I'm trying to remember this CD came out. So it was about 94 when I bought my first CD. Me personally.
The
I'm
first
sitting
one
here-
I originally got, like that I didn't pay for, was gifted, was Genesis We Can't Dance.
Okay. What was your first? I remember this. Do you remember what your first cassette was?
Cassette that I ever got.
Yes.
Another bad decision by the family.
How old were you?
Oh,
Are you thinking?
I am. Hold a second. I'm going to pull it. I know what it was.
Mine's on brand for me.
Mine is not.
Where I'll tell you, I can tell you.
Yep.
I-
So
I-
it was not. It was 1989,
Okay.
1989, 1990. It was from a family member for Christmas. It was Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood.
Nice. My first cassette was around that time, actually. I can't remember when it came out. I was 6, maybe. But if you had followed my Facebook a couple weeks ago, you would see that I'm a huge Randy Travis guy.
Right. Correct. You made that post.
Yep. The very first tape I ever got, my papa got it for me for my birthday, was Randy Travis's very first album, Storms of Life. And now
Daydream.
Daydream. Oh.
And then I
Right.
want to say my first like country CD
Yeah.
was Garth Brooks, No Fences.
That's a good album. That was a good one. The best album I ever bought myself. No, actually, no. The best album that I ever owned, because I didn't buy it. It was actually a Christmas present from a girlfriend. The Garth Brooks Double Live.
Okay, I hear you on that one. Obviously, much old am I older than you by what, a year or
A
two?
year or two.
Okay,
So you're
so
born in what, 80?
79.
Okay, so yeah, you're 2 years older. I was 81.
So my CD that I would probably, it's technically a double, but you have to buy them separately. Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Oh, good albums. Those are great albums.
Or Metallica, the Black Album.
That was a good one too. And I'm not a huge Metallica guy.
But once like, because you got to remember, like Metallica back, like Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, all that stuff was just not mainstream.
Right.
But once Enter Sandman came in to play,
They
it
got
was they became more mainstream.
Yeah. I actually went and saw Metallica in Miami in 99. That was when the University of Alabama, I was marching in the band down there, and we were down there for the Orange Bowl, and they were playing in the American Airlines Arena, I think is what it was called then. And then we went and saw them. Good show. Great show, actually.
Yeah, I saw them. So when did the Red Sox win this second? So 04, so 06 was the first and only time I've seen Metallica. It was they played at the Garden, and no, was it 04? No, sorry, it was 04.
So right after
No, it was that year. It was the
Yeah.
year of the first one. So
Bloody Sock and all.
yeah, well, it was game 1 of the World Series.
Oh,
So I'm in prehistoric cell phone era. Remember, even though it was 04, it's like you still have to like tap it 16 times to get
right.
a letter.
T9 text.
Trying to get like score updates. Luckily, I talked to someone in a luxury box to give us updates every once in a while. But it was Godsmack, which is obviously a big local band out of Boston. If you don't know what Godsmack is,
I'm not the one who's so
you live under an absolute rock. And Metallica. In Metallica now they play in the round, which
Right.
is even more fun.
Yeah. If you don't know who Godsmack is, just look up the song Voodoo.
Yep. But don't read about what voodoo actually means.
Right. Nope. No.
No,
Just
no.
it's
Just-
about a snake bite.
Yes. you guys can imagine the other stuff.
Right.
But I saw Godsmack on their first tour. They played a show at the Bayside Expo Center in Boston, which is playing like I don't even know what to call it. Like an old convention hall
Oh, wow.
on New Year's Eve in '99.
So when the world was about, everyone thought the world was going to
Mhm.
end. You were at a Godsmack show.
I was at Godsmack because it was like a big local festival because it was them and the other big local band of the time was Stained, obviously.
Yeah. Wait, Stained?
Stained, yeah.
They're Boston?
They're Springfield, yeah.
And now Aaron Lewis is singing country.
But Stained is back.
Are they really?
Mhm.
Because he just came to Huntsville.
Yeah, he's double dipping right now.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I tell you, that's another band that when they first started, I thought, man, this is going to be a hard band.
And they were.
But they're not anymore.
No. Well, they're also like in their late 50s, almost 60s.
Well, yes, but then Aaron Lewis kind of mellowed out. It was this mellow.
Well, they became mainstream off of
Third album?
No, when they did that the song with Fred Durst, Outside.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody gets confused a little bit. It's like they see that song where they're just kind of like going back and forth and it's real low key. But like if you get the second album, Break the Cycle, which was one that I actually went to Sam Goody and waited outside at midnight at the South Shore Plaza. And you put that on right out the gate with that, like it's a heavy, heavy guitar riff.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk. Yeah, I agree, Phil. Sorry, change the topic real quick.
Yeah,
I agree.
Not a fan.
But also it might keep players in place more, and it doesn't turn into the circus that they have right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not a big NCAA guy. Like I love the sports of
it's
NCAA.
Such a business, and it sucks now.
Right. I'm not a big NCAA entity fan.
Well, look who it's run by now.
Yeah.
Mr. Massachusetts, Charlie Baker.
Yep. Anyway, Matt, I've got to get the kids to bed.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting it's only like 4:00 there.
It's 9:00. And it's late for you.
Yeah, it is. 5 o'clock comes around real quick.
Yep. Well, so 3 weeks.
Hold on a sec. Let's put something like in stone here a little bit.
Look, you get to hear the calendar making here. So I'm out on the 30th and the 6th.
I'd like to be out on June 6th as well.
Okay. What about the 13th?
That is the day after Tom Brady night, so that might be a good thing we can discuss because supposedly this band's like.
Ooh.
I also heard it might be Bon Jovi, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, because if anybody knows, Bon Jovi is weirdly a big Patriots fan. It's weird.
Yet he owns half of Philadelphia.
It's very odd. So
that's really
so. 13th, I'm good to go.
Okay.
20. We can just talk the month of June. 20th, I will be on the Cape. Annie Beth probably doesn't know that yet. I'm coming to stay at the house because I want to go to Chatham versus Orleans, and that's my last day of school. So I'm literally leaving school, getting in the car, and driving straight to the Cape for.
Okay. So 13 and 27 for the month of June, y'all.
Blue 32, Omaha.
Special teams, special players. What's up, brother?
So that's the schedule for June. Because
13 and 27.
Yep, 13, 27. Play those in your
plug those in your calendar.
Yeah, you can put the lottery in the 27th. If anybody wins on the lottery, I have a Switch payment that day as well.
You have to make payments of the Switch?
Because I bought it like last minute. It's like...
All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for joining us. This was fun. I'm glad we're back. We're going to do this more often, I promise. Matt's not in baseball anymore. But
just remember, our promises really don't mean anything in life.
Well, we just gave you our schedule for June.
Yep.
So there you go.
What else do we have? The cruise. Remember, I know a lot of you, like everybody in here, is pretty much knows about it, been harassed about it.
Chrissy has the information.
She does.
Chrissy,
Look, we're not going to peer pressure Chrissy. We'll do that privately in the big kids table.
Yeah, we will. The new
And just think, Dave, by that 27th,
we might know more about.
we
the
might
utopia.
have more information on actually how the ships run a little bit. I'm assuming people like
Some have an infant. Bring the infant.
bring. Oh yeah, you got the like little like I keep forgetting. Like when I saw you in January, you were pregnant. My bad.
Won't be an infant next year.
Yeah, true. But financially,
I can stay with the grandparents.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
We'll have more information about.
Oh yeah, definitely more information. Because obviously 4 months. Oh wow. I'm assuming like views and cues and
Was that Dan Herring Travel or whatever he does?
what's his name? Hard Travel.
Yeah, Dan Hard. Something.
And then there'll probably be a couple that are going to be on some inaugural sailing ahead of time. Obviously, not them.
Not that couple.
Not that couple. They're into like wilderness and stuff now. But hey, whatever
More
floats
power
your,
to them.
hey, whatever floats your boat. If you want to go camping, go camping. But guess what? We out.
We out. All right. We'll see y'all in a couple of 3 weeks, y'all.